when you pull it, something happens. Some kind of a clutch thing is happening. So see if y'all can see. Ooh, totally sick. You get what I'm saying? Hello, I didn't see you there. Hello. So we got another willitrun going on here. This is a 1976 Suzuki TS185. I have no idea what TS stands for. Totally sick. It's totally sick. It was really cheap. I couldn't find a truck or a car to buy that fit the criteria of not being very expensive, being complete, being something I'm interested in, and not being like 5 hours away. We got this thing. Bought it from a dirt bike motorcycle hot rod feller. He is just unloading stuff. He had like so much cool stuff, and it was crazy. He got rid of all his cars and hot rods and everything. He's kind of just become like a dirt bike guy. He said he was just getting too old to get up underneath cars. I'll do a little walk around. I don't know anything about dirt bikes. I know that they have spark plugs and oil, and they use, this is a 2-stroke, and I know that they use, so this one has like an oil injection system, which is kind of like, basically it has like an oil tank. Here, let me just do a little walk around and I'll kind of tell you what I know and what I don't know. So it's got these cool barbed wire decals. I do like this orange color, it's nice. Yeah, yes, okay. It has a rat's nest of wiring, but it looks, I mean, like, you know, this is black, red, white. This is red to red. There's a fuse here. Some of it looks kind of sort of together, like there's 2 white wires put together, 2 orange wires put together. I need a little baby battery for it, but apparently it'll run without a battery. The little bit, and I kind of knew this kind of sort of ish, but they basically, like, this has like a points system. I think this has a points system. I honestly, so it either has a points or this thing called like a C something constant spark something. I can't remember. I'll put it in the video, up or down something. There's a thing that's not really points, but it's not points. But I think this one is points, and I think that the points are maybe under here. No, I don't know. This is the clutch, like the something. See, some kind of a clutch thing is happening, because this is the clutch lever. It's got a little tiny baby McCuney carburetor. So anyway, it's got an oil. This is where your oil goes. Oil. It says oil on it. Earl. That's where your Earl goes. This looks like a voltage regulator. Is this a voltage regulator? No, this is your ignition. No, wait. What does that say? CU ignition. So it does have this. Okay, it doesn't have points. It has this like constant something or another ignition something. But so they use like I don't think this one's listen. If I'm explaining this wrong, I'm sorry. This isn't an educational video. We're just having fun. I don't like that touches the chain. What's the deal? I don't know why that would happen. And that's just noticed that. So it's got an oil injection system. So there's an oil line and it goes into, I guess this is where the crankcase would be. Or no, that seems more like where the transmission is. But it's also a 2-stroke, so it's blending that oil into the combustion chamber, and that's lubricating the crankcase and the pistons and everything. So it's going to be smoky because it's burning oil intentionally. There's gas in the tank. I have no idea how to open this. Let me try to grab my phone light here. The tank it's got some gas in it. It smells like gas. It doesn't smell terrible. So anyway, you don't need a battery, because basically it has it's almost like as if the alternator, not really the alternator, because it's not alternating, but it's almost like a generator and the distributor like mixed together. So when the crank spins, it produces electricity, and then that sends said electricity to, there's a coil up here somewhere. I can't remember. There's a coil up here somewhere. Oh, here he is. Here's the coil. And then that sends the electricity to the coil, and then the coil does coil things, and then it sends voltage to your spark plug. He gave me a box of extra parts. Headlight shroud, brake shoes. I literally have no idea how these brakes work. Looks like so motorcycles, if you didn't know, they have this thing, it's called a petcock, which is basically just like a fuel on-off switch because it just uses gravity to feed it into the carburetor. What else do we have? Oh, he said that the kickstart is missing this spring assembly. So when he said it didn't return, but it seems to be returning fine. This brake, I kind of tested the brakes when I was just like pushing this into the truck, off the truck, and they kind of worked-ish. The transmission shifts through the gears, at least, you know, it kind of does. Oh, hey, look. I was worried that we were missing this clutch cover. I thought I was gonna have to buy one, but it's in my box of treasures. So I should probably put that back on. Oh look, I think this is like a homemade 3-sheet packing. I'll bet this might be a homemade gasket, so that's kind of neat. That's pretty neat. There's this thing. We got one of these. We got an extra spark plug, it looks like. That appears to be fine. I mean, I could probably take it through the wire wheel. And then there's that. And then it looks like these are the screws that hold that clutch cover on, but there are only 3 of them. So I'm missing one of those, so that's okay. Unless it's just in here. No, we're missing the screw, but that's okay. And then we got brake shoes that look like they're from the 60s. Maybe the 70s. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave that off because I don't think it's bad that it's off. Because I don't think that like oil would come out of here. I don't know. Maybe I should just put it on. But I don't know if I should or not because I don't know if I need to like adjust something. We'll just test for spark. I know a big issue we're gonna have is this. The throttle doesn't do throttle things. Maybe what I'll do, I think I'm just gonna cut all these zip ties off. Maybe leave this one because it's holding this together. I need to adjust the throttle cable. So I might have to take the carburetor off, or at least this little thingy where the throttle cable goes in, and I need to make sure that the throttle cable is doing throttle cable things, because obviously I can start it. What is this? Well, and then here's another mystery spring. Yeah, so I also need to check. You can just kind of, is there oil in here? No. So I need to put oil in it. And then I need to get this throttle cable situation figured out. And then I guess we'll check. Maybe we should just check for spark first because that's fun. Let's check for spark. We will we'll address the throttle cable situation. I will go ahead and put some oil in it before I check for spark. I think it has compression. Oh yeah, all the compression. I'm gonna put some oil in it, check for spark, fix the throttle, and then we're just gonna see if this thing will rip or not. I'm excited. I'm also excited to have a little dirt bike. It's gonna need new tires. I could probably put some air in these and at least rip around the neighborhood for a minute, but these tires are pretty smoked. They're definitely danger tires. 2.75 21 4PR. Okay. All right, well, according to the internet, any old car oil will work for the oil system. So we're gonna put some oil in it. And then I need to look up what kind of oil to put in or lubricant rather, to put in the transmission. Oh no. All right, well, I totally just overfilled the shit out of that, so that's great. Let me undo that. What size this spark plug is? Let's see what we got. 13/16. Yep, 13/16. Okay. And then I'm gonna spray some PB Blast in here. Just, you know, why not? I mean, this spark plug looks brand new. I could probably check the gap Let me bring it down so see if y'all can see. And if I need to roll the beautiful bean footage, I can. All right. Are we getting spark? Yeah, we are. Can you see it? Yeah. Well, this is gonna be easy. Okay. We'll get that back in. It's so wild to me. Like, it's so similar to the way that like an old car works. But at the same time, like the fact that it doesn't need a battery just freaks me out. Like, I guess Harleys, well, I kind of knew this, but like twin cylinder Harleys, like old, whatever, old Harleys. I don't know enough about Harleys to give you dates or anything, but like an old Harley from the 40s or whatever, they basically have like points distributors that are run off the cam. That seems tight enough. But they also don't need batteries. The magneto or whatever and the points, I guess it's the magneto, that's all driven off of the cam, you know, spinning. So kind of how a distributor works, but like you're not sending, there's enough voltage produced by the stator or the magneto or whatever that basically that is what powers your coil. You get what I'm saying? Okay, well, we got spark. I need to get this throttle thing, I kind of want to get the throttle situation figured out before I try to start it, because then if I start it, I can just go ahead and air up the tires and just rip on it. Or, you know, not rip on it, but, you know, rip on it. I'm also curious as if this petcock is going to be like clogged up, or maybe I should drain the tank. I don't know. Let's try to figure out this throttle situation. I should, in theory, be able to just take all of this apart and then shorten it. I obviously don't need the key to get spark because this was on off and we got spark. So I'm assuming that your key switch basically would just control like your battery, like your ignition system and all of your other accessories are on basically like different circuits. I don't know. I need to shorten this throttle cable and I have no idea how to take this apart, but I guess we'll just start taking it apart. Like, what is this? Like, what does this do? I don't know. Anyway, let's take this apart. Shorten. I don't think there's enough shortening to get rid of, that's, I mean, damn near 3/4 of an inch, maybe even an inch. There's a Phillips head screw right there. All right, so the throttle cable, it does two things. I don't know what those things are, but this one cable, I think this is the, yeah. This one cable here goes into this splicing unit, and then one goes into the carburetor, and then one goes into something, whatever this is. So I think this is the choke. Yes, it says CH on it. So I need to get this top thingy off so I can see, I at least want to see what's going on here. So I think I could I cut it and then re-solder it? This is where it gets into not knowing anything about motorcycles. Let's pop this off. I'm sure I can't get this with my fingers. No. I don't really want to take the whole carburetor out yet because I don't want this to snowball. I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but because maybe there's like an easier way to shorten it down here. Okay. So there's a spring. All right, something big is happening. Okay, so that, oh no. All right, well, this already snowballed. I gotta take this whole carburetor off because I don't know what the hell's going on. So here's the carburetor. I can't get it out with one hand. Yes, I can. Okay, let's figure out this carburetor. Okay, so this spring goes in here. Okay, and then that is the, I guess it pulls, when you pull it, something happens. So can I get this out? When I pull Do I not have enough torque to pull this? Why does nothing happen? Okay, so when I pull this, it is actuating. Yeah, okay, so I just need to shorten this cable, period. Like, that's all. That's the only thing that I can do. This looks like this is just like a pin that they tighten. It's like a brass. There's just like a brass pin on here that they just like tightened to that. I think I need to just put this back together, cut this off, and then shorten it, and then figure out a way to get it back on there. Is there a hole that goes straight through this? That's what's so weird about these, is like I would have thought that there would just be like a hole that goes all the way through, and then you would just like solder it or weld it or whatever back onto the steel line. I mean, I'm sure I can figure something out. Could I just kind of reposition all of this crap? All right, let me make sure when I pull on this, something is still happening. It should be. Yeah, and it's returning. Okay, you just got to have all the gumption to do that. Oh, God. Okay, so I was thinking, did I just break this? You guys, I think I literally just broke this. I'm going to super glue this back together real quick. I got this gluing back together. We do need to let that dry for a little while because it does have to hold quite a bit of tension. I think while that's draining, and since I have this off of the carburetor, we are going to put my new tools away. I got some stubby boys, some of those Icons, but they seem, that's the first time I've used them. They seem really nice for the entry fee. It was like 40 bucks for this whole set. I needed some stubby. Anyway, I'm gonna drain this, and then that'll also give us a chance to test to make sure this petcock works. Petcock is a silly name. This is hard to do with one hand. Is there any fuel? Does this petcock not work? Oh, there it comes. Honestly, that looks like some pretty good fuel. I'm just gonna close it back up. Oh God, am I gonna close it back up though? Yes. One-handed, stop it. That gas looked great, so I ain't scared. All right, back from mowing. I'm all sneezy now. Oh, feels pretty stiff, so I think we'll be all right, at least temporarily. Well, hold on, give me a minute now. I'm gonna find these pieces. All right, I just wandered around this garage for like 5 minutes and it was just literally sitting on the exhaust. Okay, so what if I just basically like reposition the throttle handle so that like zero starts back farther? Does that make sense? I think it does. It does to me. This on here. I never feel like I have enough leverage to like pull on this. It's crazy. You need like all the gum. You don't, it's not, you know, it's not insane, but like it feels like you shouldn't have to pull on that hard. All right, this isn't going to be the most reliable thing ever. Hopefully it doesn't just completely break. I should have used JB Weld. Let me see if I got any JB Weld. All right, I do have JB Weld, but I'm too impatient to try it. So we're just going to hope. Oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. It's 11 o'clock. Well, I don't even know. I don't know how throttle handles work. So let's see if there's a Suzuki, or, you know, I don't know. See if maybe there's a throttle somewhere that sells throttle crap. There's a few dirt bike stores. Let's see if I can get it to run, I guess. And then maybe that'll motivate me to drive to the motorcycle store. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to run without being able to give it gas. Let's just try it. Let me put... I bought some 50 to 1. It doesn't need it, right? Because it already... It does oil things. But I figured this would help, you know, lubricate the situation. Are we leaking anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Let's just see if this thing will run. And then if it runs, I will go get a throttle handle doohickey, my bobber. Throttle handle. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna call it the throttle handle Do I need to put the ignition to on? I might as well. The petcock is way too hard to open, but I have a new one. Is anything leaking? Let me give my throttle cable a pull. I'm not in gear. I should be getting gas. I'm missing a screw in the transmission and oil's just leaking out of it. Hold on. Let's recheck for spark. Spark check deluxe. Oh, I see gas leaking out of the carburetor now. So that's great. Let's turn the petcock off. We're grounded. Let's see. I hope you can see that. Yeah, we're getting spark. Yeah, we're getting all the spark. Maybe, all right, let's pop this back in. So we got compression. We're getting spark. We're getting gas. How much gas, or if it's too much gas or not enough gas or what, I don't know, because I don't know anything about anything. That idle mixture screw looks like it's pretty much cranked all the way in. Maybe we could try to do the normal, you know, all the way in with a little bit of tension, 1.5 turns out thing. All right, that's all the way in. Half, 1, 1.5. All right, let's try that. Gas was leaking out of the bottom of the carburetor, so I should have plenty of gas. Let's give it some pumps. Ooh. What made that happen? Am I not giving it enough beans? I think I need to go get a throttle cable, because I can't throttle it. Let's just go get a throttle, make it happener. All right, I went to the Super Bike shop and I got a half waffle OD V2 lock-on grip system, and it basically says that it fits everything ever made, and then he let me take it out of the box and check, and I think it's gonna work. So let's go back home and get this thing running. Let's see what we got. Well, that took way longer than it should have, and it still doesn't really return as well as I would like it to. But I think we can at least get it started. We're back to where we were, so we should be able to just turn on the petcock. And then I don't know if choke is down or up. Let me try to see if I can see if anything is happening. I don't know. We'll try it both ways, I guess. Let's turn the petcock on. Well, okay, that busted off. Yeah! Dang it. Let's try the choke this way. Come on, baby. Yeah, woo! Heck yeah. Let's see if there's like an idle adjustment screw. There's also like there's a plug in the back that looks like a vacuum line. Which obviously I have no idea what that would go to, because I don't know anything about motorcycles. But I'm gonna try to plug that. It's real itty bitty though, so I don't think I have a thingy. Also, I don't know if choke is up or down. Also, there's no air cleaner on it. I don't know if it doesn't need an air cleaner to like run. Like, is it getting too much air or something? Should I try to take this idle screw back into where homie had it? I don't know. Let's just try stuff. That's basically your idle adjustment screw. So whoever had messed with this last time had it way closer. We got to get this clutch cover back on for sure. So Mazel do that. All these screws are pretty much, the heads are pretty much totally stripped out. So I'm not going to be able to get this on that tight. Alright, I need to get it more idle. Are we flooding or is the float sticking? We don't know. I don't know. Do you know? Maybe that carburetor needs to be cleaned. So I got this back on it. That nut got loose. So okay. Well, why does that keep happening? I don't know. Let's see if I can get this thing to move, I guess. Okay, why do you do that? Okay, it went into gear, and then it died. I moved another inch.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, it's like a week later on this thing. So I came out the next day, tried to start it up, couldn't start it, rebuilt the carburetor. Some of this will be in the next episode. What was happening is when I would kickstart it, smoke started not coming out of the actual exhaust, but it started, this is missing, I just got, see, yeah. So this I think was sealed with some sort of gasket, and then as it heated up, that gasket went away. So somebody must have used this as like a parts rig. I ordered a new gasket and a seal and then the actual bracket thingy for this. Essentially, this thing is just not gonna run until I get those parts. So I did rebuild this carburetor, but it's still leaking. So I just ordered a cheap carburetor on the Amazonias from the jungle. So we gotta wait for those parts to come in. We'll see ya in a week or so. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. Thanks for watching Clint Bott's Garage. We'll see you next week. Bam.